Renee, your turn, and then Joanne Cobb.
Okay. Hey, I'm Rene Lofland with Resolute Social. I am a social media marketer and manager, and I sell social media management, and it starts at $350 for 5 hours a month. Those that buy it from me don't want to do their own social media and would rather have someone else do it. Rene Lofland, Resolute Social, your social media fully caffeinated.
Excellent. Yes, if you get on Facebook, whenever you see coffee ad, I see these coffee ads, I think that's so cool. I must tell Renee. Oh, that is Renee's. And I've sent it to her a few times, then realized afterwards, oh, I've just sent her own thing. But it's very cool. Every week, one of the members at Business at Breakfast International gets the opportunity to share with the group further insights into their business or enlighten the group a little bit more about themselves. The members can use the time to problem solve or seek assistance from or advice from the group as a collective. The time is theirs to use however they would like. Today, we have the wonderful Rene Victoria Lofland from Resolute Social over in America. She's from North Carolina. So Rene Victoria lives in Lewisville, North Carolina, and is a social media marketer and coach who helps hundreds of people each year grow their businesses online. Renee speaks to business groups every week on the topics of how to post, what to post on social media, AI, and videos. She's available to speak at corporate events from $2,000. She's known all over the world for saving the lives of business owners who feel that social media is killing them, and is easily found via her website at resolutesocial.com. She's also got a Facebook group. This is a cool one to join. It's called Resolute Socialites. Resolute Socialites. There it is. That's what it's called. That's a cool one too. If you want to know how to post every day and how many times you should post every day, just go over there and have a quick check-in all the time, and you will see that things crop up like all the time. You cannot hurt yourself from overexposure. You just get to see the cool different things that you get to post. That's all. All right, Renee, your turn. You can take it away. You've got up to 8 minutes, right? At the 8-minute mark, I'm going to do this. Oh, no.
Great.
Timer. If you're less than 8,
Oh,
we will ask more questions. So you're good.
Yeah, it's not 8 minutes. Yeah, but you're right. Over there on Resolute Socialites, you will see so many things that you need and more that will help you guide your social media, just stuff you hadn't thought about. So I'm Rene Victoria Lofland with Resolute Social. I am a social media specialist. I sell social media private lessons, and they start at $350 for 5 hours. The people who buy those from me are small business owners who want to get their business on social media, but don't know how, and they don't want to feel shame or humiliation as they learn. So how did I get into this? So I've been on a sort of quest to fully identify my ideal client and how to best serve them. So everything I'm doing ultimately feeds the research. So I've been offering free lunch and learns on Fridays, and then I changed that to Friday coffee break because, you know, coffee. And I found that those have been really good research, but they are not, the people attending them are not my ideal customer. So what I found out from those was that people had questions about certain things over and over, and I'm like, oh, okay. And that fed my research. And then whatever I was teaching about that day, depending on attendance, that let me know whether that was a popular topic or not. So after learning about that, I figured that I need to create a self-paced course where people can go from setting up their accounts to thriving on social media at a pace that works for them. So I thought, oh my gosh, that's a great thing. Like, who wouldn't want a self-paced thing where nobody could see you doing it? And then I learned that they don't want a self-paced course. They want to be trained live. So they want the content from that, but they want the personal help getting through. And so I am doing those on Zoom right now. I call those the training classes Caffeinate Your Socials, because coffee. And I offer those 3 times a week. So kind of like how Misty does various times to meet the needs of the people who are in the classes. And I thought that would be really great and make them super accessible. So I have learned more, and I've learned that I will never do that again. And instead I will have a self-paced course with a VIP live access. And I think that that's going to be the happy medium. So we'll see how that turns out after I'm done with these training classes and learn everything that I need to from these wonderful people who have started at the beginning of their journey with business on social media and will end up being able to do it on their own. So I have also learned that while people are learning it on their own, they really don't necessarily want to do it themselves. And so they hire me to manage it for them. And at this point, I am happy to do that. That's half of what I do. But I require people to give me content. So they do have to do the videos and they do have to give me pictures. I can't just try to invent things out of the air anymore. Not going to do it. I want it to sound like them and to be their voice and to be as authentic as possible, secondary to them, of course. So the other thing that I learned was that with all of these free Friday coffee breaks and the lunch and learns, that I've created a lot of materials over time, lots of very, very good materials, and I need to sell them now and not just give them away, because at this point I'm established enough. I know enough about the industry. I keep up every day, and the things that I've made are timely and useful, and I really should be making money off of those. So the things that I do for free still are that I've created the Facebook group called Resolute Socialites, and the people who are in a Facebook group of yours where you're kind of directing things and giving the information and like keeping up with it, those people are your warm market, right? So they really believe in what you're doing. They find your information useful. And my dog is barking. Oh my goodness, this is one of the fun things about being on porch. So the Resolute Socialites, I'll find a gem on, let's say, Instagram about how to do social media stuff or perspective, and I'll put that link in there, and then people will tell me later, like, oh my gosh, that was so good, that was so helpful, and I'm like, yes, that's what I'm doing. So I feel like I'm just driven to help people be the best they can be, and so doing stuff through social media is really fulfilling. Like, I really enjoy doing that, and to get their reactions about it being useful to them, that's what I need to do. That's when I know I'm doing it. So few tidbits as I wrap up. The people who buy my social media management and coaching and who follow me are generally over 40. So I can't say middle age because we think that's a bad word. So I say over 40. And they are absolutely overwhelmed by technology and especially social media. And they have no idea where to begin. So I demystify social media and make it clear to them, like, how to incorporate social media into a marketing plan and to help them feel empowered and organized with what they're doing with social media, and especially on video. So I am also a coffee lover, and I've incorporated coffee themed language into everything I do, which just makes it like kind of fun and goofy, but really reflective of my overall kind of nerdy, goofy, dorky personality. But I'm really smart in what I'm doing. You know how that is. So Rene Victoria Lofland, your social media fully caffeinated. I forgot the Resolute Social part in there, but yes, fully caffeinated. That's where we are.
It's all good. Well done. Thank you so much, Rene. All right, who's got some questions for Rene? Yep, Debbie Barker.
How often should somebody be posting?
I love that question. So if you don't talk about your business, people aren't going to know about it. So you'll be told by some people, oh, you just need to post once a week. So while there's a little bit of truth in that, there's a lot more to it. So if you're going to post once a week only, pick a day and stick to that day. Mondays tend to be popular because there's a lot of promo Monday in various groups, especially on Facebook, and you can hashtag promo Monday and put your stuff in another, like share it into those groups. That's good. But you are not staying top of mind at one day a week. You just aren't. So I would say what I train people to do is give yourself a 3-month period of time and get yourself on a schedule. Let's start with 3 days a week. And I guide people through, if we do 3 days a week for this month and we pick 3 different types of posts, so your awareness, interest, consideration, and your conversion, and then do that each week, you only had to create 4 of each type of post. And if you chunk your time, like on a Sunday, and make all that stuff either for the week or that type of post, then you are maximizing like your time, your schedule, your brain power. Don't have to start, stop. And it's easy to make 3 posts a week. So I'm going to say your minimum needs to be that. It needs to be 3 times. What you're going to build up to is 5 times a week. And then you'll learn how to mix making regular posts versus like doing behind the scenes stuff in stories. And that should feel a little overwhelming because of the way I answer that question. But trust me, I can demystify it for you if you have a one-on-one or work with me.
Thank you.
I 100% agree with what you're saying there, Renee. I've discovered, like even just, well, Facebook I find easy, but I mean, I put just random stuff. I've got a personal page. I just put random stuff up there. So I can do that when I do that. But even like with my Google business page, I sort of look at it and think, oh, I should do that. Oh, I should do that. And I think that like every day, and then I never get around to it. And then when I do actually finally sit down to do it, I do like, oh my God. And then this one, oh, and then this post, and then this post. And I think, wow, I'm on like such a roll now. And it's occurred to me over time, isn't that the same as kind of scheduling? You could just post them all up and then schedule when they're going to go out into different spaces. So yes, when you sit down to do it, if you pick one day, when you sit down to do it, your head gets into that space of let's do a heap, because now I'm thinking in that topic rather than think a little bit each
because
day.
you stay in the right in the same vein, and then it gets easier. Like, honestly, it's going to get easier over time. Think about your piano lessons or playing soccer. Over time, it gets easier, muscle memory and so forth. But why? So I teach people to put the exact same content on all the platforms, minus the stories and stuff. That's a whole different creature. Like that's a behind the scenes, but information about your business, what you offer, your services, what it's like to work with you. That's it. Like, it doesn't have to be different anywhere. And so I use a social media posting platform that's not Meta. Meta is free and it's just Facebook and Instagram, but I use one that allows me to connect all of my socials, and it posts my stuff on whatever schedule to any of those platforms or all of them at the same time on a schedule that I set. So I try to streamline, and I like to work with systems and processes to make life so much simpler. And so if you have more than 3 accounts, if Facebook and Instagram link together, if you have LinkedIn, that's a separate account. But if you have anything beyond that, don't make yourself work harder than you have to. Just have the same stuff go everywhere all at once. Either it's a social media posting platform like iSell, or it's another one, but absolutely don't manually post that stuff if you don't have to.
Excellent. Thank you, Renee. So Joanne Kopp, I see you've got your hand up.
Yep, thank you. Renee, is there some length of time that you usually find you need to be focused on your social media to start seeing results, or is it really just depends on the content itself and the type of business and so on?
So I love it that we're all like analytics driven and results driven. So you have to figure out what your KPIs are for social media, because in your marketing mix, social media is part of it, but it is not the thing. It needs to be part of you going social media to your website, getting contact information, and nurturing people through email afterward. It needs to feed that cycle. So people are becoming aware of you. They're curious enough that they go check out your website, fill in their contact information, get the free downloadable, and then now they're receiving emails from you. So let's see if I've lost track of what I was saying. Ask me your question one more time.
I was just, do you find that, there's this period of time where it takes that
period
bit
of time
of focus till
Thank
you start
because
seeing
I don't
people...
focus.
Yeah.
Yes. I need coffee. Y'all have not had coffee today, and I am really feeling it. So the period of time, I say you need to give yourself, like, look at it, but just look at it and observe that it exists during the first month. And then the second month, start paying attention to, well, what's doing well. And then the third month, you should have enough collective data to figure out like what of your social media is working well, like what type of post, or did you get more reactions on this one versus that one? I'm going to tell you already, a video will always get you more reactions than anything else you're posting. So I hope that I've answered this question. Yeah, I would say 3 months is a very good amount of time to look at it, like to have enough data to have information about what to do next.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Before that, I just don't feel like you have your voice yet on social media or have enough skill to know that this is working.
Yeah.
After 3 months, you get a rhythm and you figure out what works, and then you can see what you're measuring
Yeah.
with some actual like benefit.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you. Great question. And thanks, Renee. Now, I am mindful of time, so we're going to track through fast. Carolyn Hobbs, you've got your hand up?
Yeah, very quick question, Renee. Great information. Thank you. The only thing, and I don't want to put a kibosh on you suggesting that you link social medias together, but there have been incidents over here where people have linked accounts, so Facebook, Instagram, etc., and they've been hacked and they've lost the lot. So is it sensible to actually link accounts?
Sure it is. You guys, that's a cybersecurity thing. I have 2-factor authentication. I have been verified on social media. I have backup in case something happens. But pay attention to, when you go somewhere, are you using their Wi-Fi or do you use your phone as a
no,
hotspot?
it wasn't me. It was somebody that I know.
No,
and
you in the y'all general
Oh,
sense, not you
okay.
personally. Just the
Okay.
one, whatever. Yeah, you have to do what is your responsibility to take care of. So if you don't have 2-factor authentication on your social media, that's your fault. When you get hacked, you cause that problem because you didn't prevent it, right? So yeah, and I have a VPN on my computer and I have backup and things like that. So yeah, you want to make sure you've got your stuff in place and that you're not compromising yourself through social media. It's good point.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you for that. And thank you, Carolyn, for bringing that up. Joanne Watson, your turn. And then we've got Alison.
Thanks, Renee. That's a great information today. I'm not sure if I missed it, but do you have a course or a program or something that I can link in with you or others can link in with you? I know that you said that you're not doing the training course that you're doing at the moment anymore, but is there some other way I can link in?
Oh yeah, it is. I find my research has told me that my clients want individual lessons and training versus being in a group because they don't want to listen to someone else's question and waste their time. And so it drags it out. If we have lots of questions and lots of people don't understand, and that's what a class is. Sometimes someone asks a question that is, oh yeah, we needed to know that. And a lot of times they go in a direction you didn't even care about. And so private lessons end up being better. And so after that, for a 5-hour span for $350 or a 10-hour span for $600, and you tell me when you can meet. I have an agenda already developed and I see where you are and what you need. And you ask me questions that suit you. Very personalized.
Yes, thank you so much. And do you do remedial classes?
Absolutely. Yes, we're going to make you show up like a rock star in your space.
Thank you.
Excellent. Alison, you got the last question.
Everybody's favorite word. What's your favorite AI to use within social media to make that a little bit easier? And also, how do you do captions on live?
I would have to look at what you're using for live to see how to do the captions. Usually it's set up in advance. I don't know if you could turn them on once you're in the live because I haven't been doing lives on social media. I do them on Zoom and have them show up on social media because you can make that happen. There's just a little thing you have to integrate onto Facebook. So I go live on Zoom in my Resolute Socialites group on Fridays. And that's how I do it. And I can activate the captions. So you can also do it on your own social media, like on Facebook. You can put that on all videos. You have captions and it's auto caption. And that might help you. What was your first question? You asked me about live.
Oh,
Ask me
just
about
what's your favorite? Any short tips with AI?
so the people that I work with need to show up on their social media. They don't need to have AI be themselves and say the words for them. It's not authentic. This year, you have to be authentic on social media and be true and like really talk to people. They want to know your story. They want to leave their own story and go into yours. So don't use AI for that, but absolutely use ChatGPT, and it's free, for brainstorming about what to say about your business to reach your audience. That's one of those things that I can teach you, but it's absolutely wonderful for brainstorming on, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, you don't have anybody to talk to about it. So that is what I suggest. Use your free tools like that.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much. All right. Look at the time. So fast this section tracks through. All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Renee, for being our speaker today. And thank you, audience, for your questions and for participating and being part of the discussion as well.